Hey, Marley. So yeah, that's the retaining wall over there. So that's where the deck's going to go above. That's Marley. And this is the foundation for the extension on the back. That's a big pile of dirt. That's a small pile of dirt. That's Marley. Yeah, I do. There you go, flip it. Have you ever sown seeds, Carol? Yeah.
You want to, Ken?
Sure. Okay, here we go, Mike. This is for you.
I'll take this.
Huh? What do you think of the new floor? What do you think of the new floor? Is it good? Is the new floor good? What do you think? What do you think? You want me to just wag your tail? Soon. We'll go outside soon. Yep. Whoop. Privacy. More privacy. Hey, what are you doing? Just doing a little demo here in the garage. Plans have kind of changed back and forth on what's going on this side. Finally, I think settled on what we're going to do, and that requires getting rid of all the remainder of the stuff left over from when this side was another door into the garage, the original garage, and yeah. To the right of the current destruction is going to be the start of the wall for the bedrooms in the existing shop area. So gotta say, it's kind of satisfying to be able to destroy stuff. Not that I recommend it in situations that it's not warranted. I've mentioned before that some portions of the garage and the original shop area had plywood instead of drywall, and this is an example of that. This middle section here is actually plywood. The section above and below is drywall. So when we redo this, we'll probably do a layer of plywood and a layer of drywall. So it gives a nice finish, makes it easy to nail stuff into the wall if you want to. And you can see here, this was done with salvaged plywood. So you can see the plywood here. This is the old plywood and a layer of drywall. Now the only downside to that is this door. You can see here, it actually is recessed a bit because there's extra thickness between the plywood and the drywall. So it comes out being thicker than would be standard. So there's one potential gotcha. We can work around it. We've already got a plan for that. So one of the things we've been doing is, where possible, salvaging the existing wood. This piece is kind of small, not probably worth it, but it's a good example of one of the reasons why. I mean, it saves money. It's certainly nice from an environmental perspective. But this house was built around 1977, and the quality of the wood then was just so much better than what we get today, at least from the perspective of, well, you can see the majority of this board, and most of them are actually better than this. Very tight growth rings. So this is probably an old growth tree. A friend of mine told me that around the end of the 70s, the last of the old growth trees had been cut. So what we're getting today is second growth, and I'll show you the difference. So this is a modern board here. You can see the lines are nowhere near as tight as they are on the older board, so I don't know how visible that is. This is grade 2 lumber. I believe you can build with grade 1 or 2. So I mean, you can get better 2x4s, but I don't have a grade 1 board handy, but I seriously doubt it would be as nice as this older board is in terms of the tightness of the grain. Now, from a structural instability perspective, I don't know that makes much difference, if any. I'm not an engineer, nor an electrician, of course, but it does certainly look nicer. And again, there's good environmental reasons for doing things this way, for recycling whenever possible, and economic. Now, if all the work is being done by a general contractor, they're not going to want to take the time. You're paying for the materials, and they've bid a certain amount for the job, generally speaking. So they want to get it done as quickly and efficiently as possible, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not criticizing that in any way. So what that really means is most of the time, if you want to salvage any material from a remodel, you're going to have to do that yourself. You have to take on that work. Just something to consider. I think I need to get back to destroying this wall. No, sorry, I'm not destroying it. I am renovating it. Yeah, prepare to be renovated wall. All right, remodeling / demolition of that section is pretty much complete. Oh, it's a process. Worth it. And that's the 8-foot garage door fully up. There's Marley. She's trapped. Not really. She can go in the house if she wants to. So, I don't know how visible it is, but the holes left from the support of the decking, birds were actually getting in there. Not surprising given the time of year. They were looking for places to nest, so luckily none had actually settled in. So covered those holes. Potentially going to be a problem up there. Working on alleviating that as well. A few spots are covered, more to come. So the next step out here is going to be kind of two things. One is setting up the drainage. On the right hand side over here, that's going to be a porch / support for a deck, the new deck. And so there's going to be a concrete pad poured there, and there will be drainage in case water gets in. The deck's actually going to be watertight, so it's not going to pass water through it. But in case water does get down in there needs to be drainage, so there's going to be some drainage. Ooh, look at Marley. You be careful. Yeah. And also the pad over here for the extension on the back of the basement moving forward. So that's one of the next things that's going to happen. So tomorrow, this area here where the pipe is going to get backfilled, and then the same is true for the area out front. And then on the agenda is to get the pads poured for the front and back expansion. So I believe these are going to be used to create essentially a dry well, which is some place that the runoff from, say, the roof can go, and the rain runoff, and give it more time to soak into the ground. So since I'm not on city sewage, the rainwater can't go to the city sewage, so it's got to go somewhere, and this will both allow it to be redirected away from the house and soak into the ground more readily. And that dirt there is going to be going into the moat around the house a little later today. Footings, this is going to be footings for a small deck that will be coming off of the bedroom. Looking pretty good. Concrete pour here in the next few days, hopefully. Just going to depend on the weather. Yet again, it's supposed to rain. Yay. Is that a wrap, Marley? Is that a wrap? Yeah, that's a wrap.